Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, today I'm going to be walking you through how to create an image using Print and Cut and Cricut Design Space to get past the size restrictions. Okay, so here I am. I'm using this free Disney clip art site, and I'm just going to take one of these characters and work with it. So let's see what I want to work with here. Alrighty, I think I am going to, I think this one is kind of cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to save image as, and I'm just going to put it on my desktop, and I'm just going to call it Disney 2 and save. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to choose upload, upload image, browse, and I'm going to locate that image that I just saved to my computer, which is here, Disney 2, and click open. And I normally go with complex because I'm going to remove the background here. So I'm going to select complex, and in the bottom right corner, select continue. And you have the option here in the top right hand corner to reduce the size by clicking on the minus sign. Minus will zoom out and the plus will zoom in. So we want to take it, we want to make it smaller so we can see it better. And then you have these little crosshairs on your screen. These crosshairs are what you will use to remove the background, okay? So every time I click, you're gonna notice a white part goes away. So I'm gonna click. There we go. And you see all of the white has been removed. Now, if you wanna double check your image, you can always go to preview here in the middle of your screen. And you can see it's nice and crisp. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to use this. Now we will probably lose a little bit of the eyelash here because I'm pretty sure that the Cricut machine is going to cut that. So it's not a deal breaker. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and click on continue. And then you're going to choose the option on the right, which is the print then cut image. Now you can go ahead and save the image name and place a tag. Tags are just an easier way for you to locate your images that you've saved in Cricut Design Space. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Upload. And there we have our image. So we're going to select it, and in the bottom right corner, we're going to select Insert Images. Okay. Now, the first thing you want to do, let me just double check something here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make this image smaller. So I'm going to go to this lock here in between your width and your height, and I'm going to click it one time to unlock it. And then I'm just going to choose a size that's a little bit, easier to work with. So I'm going to do 6 by 6. And we'll make her a little bit thinner so she doesn't look chunky. There we have it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate this image 2 times. So you should have 3 of the characters on your screen. Move them to the very top so they're all at the same height on your screen. Okay, so at this point, and I'm going to move that one over just a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on shape on the left hand side. I'm going to choose a square. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this square here. And then I'm going to drag it down. Let me go over here and unlock it so I can work with it better. So I'm going to drag it down, and I'm going to be cutting or slicing that. So I'm going to duplicate this square again. And you want to move that second square to where that first square ends. But this time we're going to make this square a little bit smaller. And let's see what seems natural about there. Okay. And then we're going to duplicate that square one more time. And we're going to take that third square and pick up where the second square left off. Just like that. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be slicing this image 3 times, okay? And you can only slice 2 layers at a time. So we're going to slice the character and use the square. And then we're going to click on slice. Let me move this over some. Okay, so we're going to slice. I just got to make sure I get the right square here. There we go. So we have the first square and the first Disney character, and we're going to slice in the bottom right corner. So we're not going to need the lower half of the body, so we're going to delete it. And we're not going to need this the square here, the outline, so we're going to delete it. And all we're going to have left, and we're going to delete just the silhouette black portion. And so now all we have is just Minnie's head. Then we're going to come down and we're going to slice again on the second square and the second Disney character. We're going to use that slice again. And this time we don't need the head or the bottom half of the body. So we're going to go ahead and highlight those and delete. We're going to go ahead and delete the black silhouette and the remaining portion of the silhouette. And now we have the lower or the middle section of Minnie. We'll work with these in just a moment. We have our last Disney character and the square. We're going to highlight them both. And again, in the bottom right corner, slice. So now we're going to delete the top half. We're going to delete the silhouettes. And now we have the bottom part of the shoe. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to size Minnie, and I'm just going to click on this the lock on the bottom left hand side of my screen or my image here. And then I'm going to use the 4 arrow on the right, the 4 arrows on the right, and I'm just going to make that just a little bit larger. Okay. So what we're going to do now is bring over the middle section. We're going to unlock the proportions here, and we're going to line this up to where we get that size just right so that you can't tell. And I don't have my glasses on, so it may look right to me and it may be a little bit off. So I'm going to play with it just a little bit, try to get it right without my glasses. Okay, that looks good. I think I got a little bit. Now, the only downside to this, guys, is you will be able to tell close up where the slice is when you're looking at it, but far away, you won't be able to tell it as much. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. And now we're going to do the bottom, same thing with the bottom of the shoes. We're going to unlock the proportions, and then we're going to make them just a little bit bigger. And then you're just going to make sure that the top half matches that middle half. I apologize for clearing my throat so much, but I'm getting over being sick for the last couple of days here. But I cannot lay in that bed any longer. Okay, so that looks really, really good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we have three pieces to mini. We have the top part of the head, which is at 8.217 by 6.496. We have the middle half of the body at 6.089 by 4.866. And then we have the lower part of the bottom at 5.375 and then 3.583. So at this point, you notice on the right, everything is print then cut. When you click on make it, you're going to get the sizing to where you have the head by itself. And then it looks like we have the middle and the bottom that will fit on one sheet, one full size sheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to place these in my cutting machine so that they can be cut out. And then we'll use the Cricut Maker to cut them for us. But before I do that, I want to see if I can actually get it just a little bit, hold on one second, a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go in one more time. I'm going to bring down that bottom half. And I'm going to see if I can stretch her just a little bit more here. And again, I don't have my glasses on, so it's going to take me a little bit longer than normal. Okay, I'm going to bring it in just a tad bit. All right. Okay, so where you can kind of see like the little slice, you will see that when you're working with these guys, when you go in to use this method, you will see that little bit of slice. But like I said, it's normally more so going to show at a close-up than it would if the image was far back from you. But this is pretty much the best way that you're going to get the image larger than your printing restriction or size limitations in Cricut Design Space. So let me go over just a little bit. Just add. Okay. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Make It. And that's exactly what I want. I want 3 sheets. And that way I know it's going to be a really nice size. Okay. So you have your 3 sheets here. You're going to need 3 sheets of cardstock because this works better with cardstock than just plain letter size paper. So you want to use 3 pieces, preferably a white cardstock, something that's a little bit heavier. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cardstock here together. Hold on one second. All right, so I have my cardstock. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead at this point, guys, you're at the point where all you have to do is click on continue in the bottom right corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and get mine printed out, and then I'm gonna join you on the screen so you can see the Cricut, cut it out, and then how we line it up, okay? So I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm in the process of getting ready to print out my images. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on continue and send to printer. Now I have two printers, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the correct one, which is my HP OfficeJet Pro 7740, is the one that's going to be printing for me. I don't keep the bleed on, and I'm going to use the system dialog and choose print. The reason I use the system dialog is because I like to choose the best print option. So under preferences, I'm going to choose print quality best. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK and print. All right, so I have 3 sheets of cardstock. Airplane was loud. So I'm using cardstock, but I'm using white. Sounds kind of funny. Hold on. Okay, it's printing. I thought it was acting up because it was taking so long. And it may have pulled from my large paper. Hopefully it didn't, but it did. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to reset it. Give me 1 second. I did not change the paper tray. So let me change the paper tray. Send to printer. 7740. No bleed. System. And 7740. Preferences. Best. And paper. We're going to tell it what tray. Okay. It should get it for us. Let's see if it works this time. So this is what happened the first time it printed out on my large paper because I didn't change the paper tray. So, and it printed on just plain paper. But I got it coming now on cardstock. So give me 1 second. All right. So that's the top part of Minnie's head. So we're going to put this on our mat. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get to print the other 2 for me. So I can get all the printing out of the way. Okay, so I'm printing all 3 of them out. For some reason, it did not just do all 3 like like in the normal world, it would have just did all 3, but it didn't. So I'm going to print out the other 2. And then I'll do the last one. So we're gonna go ahead and get Minnie, her top half of her head. And I'm gonna be using my green mat. And we're going to line this up, going in the portrait position and not landscape. So I'll show you here in just a second. The way you see it on your screen is how you want to line it up on your paper. So it's going to be lined up like that. That's how it's showing on my screen. Okay. So we got that one ready. Let me go ahead and print out the last one. And if you do it this way, I'm going to show you how you can go back and then tell the system that you just want to print. Okay. Right with you, I'm just getting all my prints done first. Okay, we got one more. Okay, that's the last one. So you can see that you have even more room that we could have used to make her even larger than what we are going to have her. But she's going to be a nice size. So you guys will see here in just a moment. We're going to get this last one printed out. Come on, Cricut. Don't start acting crazy now. It's just spinning on my screen, so give me 1 second. I'm going to stop it and start it back. Alrighty. Get these little yellow slippers here to print out for us. All right, I hear it moving this time. Okay, here it comes. Okay. So now we have the shoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to click on the very first part, which is the head. And I'm going to tell Cricut that I've already printed that part out, and all I want to do is do the cutting part. So I'm using medium cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and place the image with the head into my cutting machine. I felt it kind of move a little funny. So all right. So just so you guys can, I'm going to turn this around a little bit. I have my cutting machine here. I've loaded Minnie's head on my Cricut Maker so that it can go ahead and cut out the head piece for us. So the first thing Cricut is going to do, it's looking for this black line. If it does not have the black line printed on your paper, then it's not going to cut your image out. It's going to say it can't read the black line. So you don't want to go in and cut away the black line and then place this on your mat. So you're going to lay it on your mat just like this. Cricut Design Space will recognize your print lines. Once it recognizes the print lines, then it's going to go in and cut out the image. Okay. So that's what it's doing now, looking for the print lines. And now it's getting ready to cut. It's doing some weird stuff, so we'll see what happens. That's probably where those little eyelashes that I said wouldn't print out right or cut out right. This image must have like some little bitty holes or something in it because it's cutting out really funky, but we're gonna see. Yeah, it's just at 20%. And it should have just went around the image. So we're gonna see. Well, we're gonna go with it. Whatever comes out, that's what we're gonna end up with. All right, we're gonna see what happens. It's at 21%, which is really weird for this image. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm gonna just let it do its thing. And it hasn't moved from 21%. So I don't know if something's going on crazy with Cricut Design Space today, but we're about to see. I haven't used Cricut in so long, seemed like it. I think the last thing I did was the foil transfer. This is really weird. I mean, it's really still sitting at 21%, like for real. Now it's at 100%. I don't know how it went from 21% to 100% that fast, but it did. So let me take a look at my image. So it has some little funny little, like it didn't cut inside here. I'm going to show you. So let's go ahead and take this off together, and then we're going to go ahead and load our next one. So you guys can see that it did cut it out like it's supposed to. That's trash. And I'm going to use my little spatula here to lift my image up. So it did salvage her eyebrows, which I'm shocked because I just knew, or her eyelashes. I just knew it was going to cut those lashes off, but it did not. So there's the head part of Minnie. So we're now going to click on the middle piece, and we're going to have Cricut to cut out the middle piece now. Okay, it's going to load the middle piece. Still going in the same portrait position. Just like that. Second. Okay, so we're printing the middle part now. I mean, cutting the middle part now. There we go. So this time it's going to, again, look for the black lines, and then it's going to cut the image out. I don't know why Cricut did that really funky thing to make it like it was cutting out the inside of Mini, because it wasn't. So it should have really went much faster than it just did, but for some reason it went really crazy. All right, so we're going to get that cut out so you can see here. Flip that around a little bit. And then we'll cut out the remaining part of the shoes. And it's doing that really funky, like it's some kind of crazy cut in there. But as you can see, it's whole. It doesn't even have any holes in the back of it. So I don't know what kind of funky cut Cricut is doing. All right. We're at 17%. And it's doing that really funky where it shows 17%, but it's much more done or complete than 17%. So I'm not sure what's going on with Cricut today. All righty. So we're now going to go to our last half. And again, I'm going to show you that everything cut out like it was supposed to. And a trash can. And we're going to use our little spatula. Pull that up. We're going to go ahead and load our shoes now. And we're going to let Cricut go ahead and cut out the shoes. All right. All right, so far we have our head, and then we have the middle piece. So this is what it's looking like so far. Just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this back here. Sorry, put my arms all in your face. Give me 1 second. Speaker fail. So you guys see how Cricut didn't cut. I thought it was gonna chop off all of the little bitty eyelash, but it didn't. So it still left us some eyelash on there so it doesn't look crazy. All right, we're gonna get the shoes out here, or the bottom part of the shoes. Now, the good thing about this process, guys, I didn't even utilize as much space as I could have. I could have made this so large that it took up the complete full sheet of paper. So there would have really been not like a lot of white space left. But you can see that the head took up a complete sheet of paper almost anyway. Okay. So it would have just flipped it around the other way, but this is still going to come out larger than the normal print that you can only get on one sheet of paper inside Cricut Design Space. So now we have everything cut out. Now we're going to just tape it together. And it's really better if you have magic tape. I don't think I have any magic tape, so I'm going to be using what I have on hand because I'm just doing this as a demonstration. So now we have all three pieces of our mini. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to be taping these. Now, like I said, the downside to this is where you tape it, where you had to cut or slice, you will be able to see that line close up. When you're far away, it's not as visual or visible, but when you're close up on it, you can really tell it, especially with this being black. So we'll try to get it as close as we can lined up, but like I said, you will be able to see that. Now, I could take a black permanent marker and go in where, to kind of take out some of that white, but we'll see what it's going to look like. So let me get my tape. Hold on. I'm going to use I did have a little bit of magic tape left here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have them lined up as close to what they're supposed to be as possible. Okay. So we're going to flip it over and we're going to put this tape here on the back. And the reason I said it's better if you have some magic tape is because it doesn't show through as much. So we're going to go ahead and tape her together. And I'm going to kind of put that one at an angle. So now we have the head along with the dress piece. And now we're going to tape the bottom. And then I'm going to put this one more at an angle so that I don't have the tape hanging over on that side. But then I did slide it over a little bit too far. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and cut it there. All right. Fell down. Now, I'm going to put it on the front too, but this is just to show you what it's going to look like. So this is why I try to tell people that even though you do the slice method, you're still going to be able to see that the area where you sliced it. So a lot of people will tell you, try to find an area that makes sense. But for this image, regardless of where you slice it, you're going to be able to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some magic tape to the top here or to the front. But this is about the best way that I know to tell you how to avoid the size restrictions within Cricut Design Space. Now, Cricut did do an upgrade, and they say that we're supposed to be able to print larger than, the 6.75 by 9.25. ever since they've said that, I've not had any larger sizes than what we've always had. So I'm not sure. I've uninstalled, reinstalled, and I still have the same 6.75 by 9.25. So the invisible tape will do better, guys, than this magic tape. But I just want to get you through the process of how you can go about doing it larger. And I'm just cutting off the little excess tape that was sticking out there. Okay, so now we have it complete. And like I said, you're going to be able to see the slices. You know, I've never tried it with going in and using a marker or a pen to try to color it in. That may work. I've never tried it. Let me see. I kind of feel like the black would be too sharp, but we'll see. I'm just going to use a black permanent marker here for just a second. Okay. So that's with the black permanent marker. Okay. So like I said, if you have this up, you know, and it's going to be up on a wall or something like that, no one's going to be looking at it saying, oh, there's a slice, or I can see a line going through there. But if it's going to be something like, you know, down like that, you will be able to see the slice. Okay. And you can, you know, it's not as noticeable when I put the black permanent marker on there, but looking close up, you can see it. Now, I don't think I have. Let's see if this might be too red. Yeah, this is too light, but I'm just going to show you anyway. Okay, so I just put a red line across there. All right, and you can see it, but I just wanted to show you, you do have some options, guys, when it comes to printing larger, because if I were to do the same thing, I'm going to show you the difference here. If I go in Cricut Design Space and take that image again, I'm going to show you just the difference here. Okay, and let me get a piece of paper here. I just want you to be able to see the difference here. And I got on my paint pants, so y'all don't talk about me. So I just want you to be able to see the difference here. So give me 1 second. Oh shoot, I forgot to tell which paper tray to print from, so it may give me a message here. Okay, it's printing. On my large paper again. All right, so I'm going to take this and put it into my cutting machine. And I'm going to tell it I'm using intricate. But I just want you to be able to see the size difference, because even though this doesn't look large, I want you to see what it's going to look like if you were restricted to using Cricut's 6.75 by 9.25. So this is our mini, and let me measure her, and I'm going to tell you how big or how long, how tall this one is. But you can go bigger, but just know that you're going to have to slice it. So she's 15 inches tall. That's how tall this one is. 15 inches tall. But I just want you to be able to see the difference. And I may pull this one before it finishes if it starts doing that wacky cut. Yeah, it's wacky. All right, but what I want to show you guys is I have the HP OfficeJet Pro 7740, and I can print up to a size 11 by 17. So I do have cardstock. Now this is 12 by 24, but I do have cardstock that is 11 by 17. Um, Here we go. So I have cardstock while that's printing. I have cardstock that's 11 by 17 that I could have very easily put the image in Cricut Design Space and had it cut out the full image for me. Okay. The only issue with that is if I'm using Cricut Design Space to do this, Cricut will look at this and say your image is larger than 6.75 by 9.25. So I could go to Microsoft PowerPoint, print my image out large, but then I would have to cut it out myself. Okay. I've tried it with putting the image inside Cricut Design Space, and it always cuts it somewhere wonky, somewhere kind of off. So I just cut it out myself. But if you have or are interested in getting a larger printer, because you're going to be doing a lot of these large prints, I would recommend getting a larger printer than having to use the slice method, especially now I'm not selling this, I'm just doing this to teach other people how to do it. But especially if you were going to be selling, these to someone, the larger images, then I mean, me personally, I don't really care for the slice, but I can get away with it if I have to. But I would definitely tell the person I can make it larger. If I didn't have a larger printer, I would say I can make it larger, but you will see the slice lines in there. Okay, so this is the mini that we just did. I'm going to stop this thing here in a minute. I'm going to give it a chance to go around one time to cut, and then I'm going to take it out. But I just want to show you, for those that are new and don't understand why someone would go through the process of using the slice when you would be able to see those slice lines in there. I'm going to show you why. I'm trying to show you why they would want to go with this option. So I want to get it to go around one time for me. I think it's almost there. I put it on intricate because I use regular paper, and because I didn't want my Cricut maker to cut it all up real bad because it's thinner paper, not cardstock. So I'm going to give it a chance to go around once. They also have, I don't know what's going on with Cricut that is cutting crazy like that. That's how come I always jump right over to PowerPoint. I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. It's just taking too long. It should have been done. Okay. But anyway, while that's still cutting out and taking forever, um, that's why someone would want to go with the option to be able to use the slice method, um, because they want to be able to print and cut larger than 6.75 by 9.25. I don't know why Cricut rolled out larger print size and then everyone doesn't benefit from it, because like I said, I've uninstalled and reinstalled, went back to a previous version. I've tried the whole shebang and I'm using my laptop and I never get anything larger than 6.75 by 9.25 when it comes to print and cut. This is nerve wracking. But yeah, so I'm gonna cancel this because it's irritating me because it shouldn't be taking that long. Oh, shoot. Okay. I almost pulled my mat back in there. I don't know what's going on with Cricut today and that crazy print stuff. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this without ripping it up because it was just getting ready to go around and cut it all the way out for me. But Mama ain't got time for that, honey. It is taking too long to cut this little old image out. I could have cut it out by hand. And this mat is super, super sticky, so it would ate this paper all the way up. Okay, so this is what I was trying to show you guys. I'm gonna go around it real rough cut here to show you the difference. So don't judge me because it's not gonna be perfect. That's why I have a cutting machine. That's why I have a cutting machine, and you probably have a cutting machine for that very same reason, so that we don't have to deal with cutting anything out. But Cricut was gonna take forever to cut this out, and I just want to give you a size visual. So this is by no means gonna be perfect. Okay. So in Cricut Design Space, for those that are new and that don't understand the message I'm trying to relay here, this is as large as you're going to be able to print then cut in Cricut Design Space, compared to if you wanted to get a larger image. So you can see the difference here. So this is the one we did the print then cut on. And this is the print and cut size. So that's why someone would want to go with the slice, because you can get the larger image. In Cricut Design Space, you're not going to be able to print then cut larger than this size right here. Yes, it's all pieced together. You don't have any slice marks or anything like that. But if you wanted to print out a couple of these and have Cricut cut it, and then you tape them together and put them around the walls for a birthday party, or, you know, excuse me, do a reverse image and also put it on the back, you can do that as well. But that's why someone would want to go with this method over the normal size of print and cut in Cricut Design Space. So that's what I was trying to get you to see, is the size difference. And like I said, I can make it even larger. I can go larger and have, because I have a 12 by 12 mat, so I can actually have Cricut to print it as long as I don't go past 6.75 for the top part of the head, and 6.75 by 9.25 for the middle, and 6.75 by 9.25 for the bottom, then you can get it larger, even larger than this. Okay, so I was just giving you an example. So this one is 15 inches tall. And then, of course, this is our little bitty one. All right, so if you have any questions, I wanted to redo this video or this visual. I did a video showing you how to make the image larger, but I didn't go through the end part of printing it out and piecing it together. So I wanted to do a complete tutorial on the entire process. So here you are. And I don't remember who suggested or recommended that as one of my YouTube subscribers, but I do thank you and I do listen, guys. So when you give me feedback on things that I can do to improve the channel and the tutorials for you, I do listen. And if I have a tutorial already on that, I'll tell you I have a tutorial I've already created because I don't want to keep duplicating tutorials. I would rather continue to create new tutorials to help you out. But this one I know that I had a part and then another part somewhere else. So now you have it in all one video. So again, thank you so much. I'm going to tell you exactly. Give me 1 second because I hate to say things like someone when I can just go and look it up. So give me 1 second here. And I'm going to tell you exactly who it was. Okay, so on that video, and let me move this over so you can see me. So, I mean, you can see me anyway because I'm on the camera here, but there we go. All right, so I'm going to take a look and see if I can figure it out right quick. And I'm going to thank them for their feedback. Excuse me. Okay, I don't want to waste your time. I'll put it in the description when I find it to thank that person. Yeah, I'll put it in the description because I don't want to waste your time. But anyway, that's the process on uploading an image. Found that image on a free site, brought it in, removed background, brought it into Cricut Design Space, duplicated it 3 times, sliced it from the head, the middle to the feet part or the legs, and then taking the remaining 3 parts, make sure it's on print then cut and not cut, okay? Make sure the image is on print then cut, and then sizing them all to where they line up, just like with her, where they line up nice and pretty, and then go ahead and print them out and then cut them, and then you're going to have to tape them together. I didn't have any invisible tape, so yours will probably look a lot nicer than mine. I just had magic tape, but if you have invisible tape, then you can't see the tape as well on the front of it. But I would always say start with the back and line it up nice, and then apply it to the front, okay? And yeah, that's it. And it does a lot better, guys, on cardstock than regular printer paper, okay, or copy paper. So cardstock, cardstock, cardstock. And if you want to also put it on the back side, even for more stability, then you can mirror the image and just, you know, line it up on the back side as well. I've only done the front side, okay? All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns on this process, then feel free, if I didn't answer it in this tutorial, feel free to leave a comment. I do answer everyone in the comments unless they leave something really derogatory, and then I delete the comment and block them from my channel. But other than that, I will respond to you and try to help you as much as possible. So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Hey, for those that are in my Facebook group, Ken Dorsey's Cricut and Creative Crafters, I want to thank you guys so much for being Facebook group members. And that, again, that's Ken Dorsey's Cricut and Creative Crafters. And if you're currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to get off here because my sickness is beginning to come back in. My mouth is all wonky feeling. So, but yeah, thank you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel and you like my method of teaching, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. All right. All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And as always, my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have a great day. Bye.